Hello friends, welcome to the Scratch programming. So in last session we have seen the operators. Operators, just like you have to perform operations, arithmetic or logical operations in the programming. That time we will be making use of these operators. Now in this session we are going to see the variables. Variables is very important concept in the programming. We'll try to understand with the help of the Scratch programming language variable topic here, and how can I make use of this variable concept so much effectively in the programming, that we'll see. Now let's start your Scratch, and now let's go to the tab whose name is variables here. So I'll click on the variables, and you can see the options are present over here. Make a variable. Okay, already one defined variable is present over here, my variable. You can add some extra variable also, and along with that few more things. Now till this particular point we have used the data directly in the program. That is called as a constant. Directly we put value 10, 20, 30, 1. We are waiting for 2 seconds, we are thinking for 2 seconds, then I am adding the numbers, or I am changing the loudness. So these values I have directly given in the program. Directly these values are assigned there in the program. But variable is just like a name assigned, in which we can store the values, and that values can be changed afterwards. Okay, so that values we can change afterwards, and we can perform any operation on these values also. That's what we call as the variables. Let's understand the variables, now how exactly the variable is. See, like I am having a data with me. So that data, this data can be a number like 23, or that data can be a name also, just like Pune. Okay, so this data is, we are already directly used, but if I want to store that data in a name, okay, so it's a variable, and that variable is capable of holding the data. It's just like a bin. Okay, it's as seen over here. It's just like a bin in which this data can be stored, and this variable will carry a name to it, and that name is like X. Just an example, X. We can assign any name to these particular variables, including all the uppercase and lowercase letters in English. Now if I store this value 23 into X, X will contain this 23, and I can make use of this particular value of X anywhere in the program. Even I am allowed to change the value of X to 39 also, 100 also, 151, 91, 62, 39, any value I can store inside it. That's why it is called as variable. Okay, it's a variable. It is allowed to get varied, it is allowed to get incremented, it's allowed to get decremented, it's allowed to use any kind of the data inside it. That's why it is called as variable. So these variables are very important. Already we have seen some variables in the previous sessions also, but we haven't used this variable yet in the program. Their values are also shown in the output. Okay, we will see now how to make use of the variables here. Okay, so to create the values, to create such kind of the variables, we have one option present here called as make a variable. Or if you don't want to create the variable by your own, so already defined variable is present called as my variable. So let's don't use this variable. I'll create the variable my own, which I have shown in the previous diagram. So let's create this, make a variable. Let's assign a variable name as X. Here you can check the options for all the sprites. Means if you are having more than one sprites in your program, so we can make use of this for all, or for this sprite only, that is also possible. So the difference is that when I use this X for the current sprite, it is called as local variable. Local variable is a variable whose value is applied to the current sprite only. And if I use this particular option, if all the sprites, if I am going to add few more character in my output and its value is created for all, it is called as global variables. Okay, so local and global, two different kind of variables we can create. So till this point we are going to use only local variable. Okay, that value will be used only by my current sprite if I click on that. So let's make it global. Okay, now see, you can observe this, the value of variable, okay, the variable is created here, and it is ticked means it's activated and its value is shown over here. Okay, this is independent variable which I am creating. If you go above to the motions, see in motions also you can see three variables are present: x, y and direction. X position, y position and direction. So that is, these are the default variables already created in the Scratch programming language. They are specified to store some values, but they are allowed to change their values also. Okay, or if you go to looks, in looks also we have some variables like costume number, backdrop number, size. They are already present. And if you go to sound, there is a variable called as volume. So these are already defined variable that the Scratch programming is containing. If I want to create, so we can create from this particular option which is shown over here, and value is shown over here also. Now currently when you create the variable for first time, that value of variable will be set to 0, that we can observe over here. See, 0. Now I want to set my variables value differently, so I can make use of this. Okay, set variable to, it's giving my variable, but I can perform some operations over here. Set x to, so I want 23. Okay, tick. Now see, the variable is created here and this variable's value is set to 23. I am allowed to change this value. I can use any one of this value over here. I want 56. So see, it's showing 56 over here. Okay, it's showing 56 value over here. This is a variable that we create. Now if I want to perform some modification operation onto it, increment or decrement on the respective variable, I can make use of the next option, next statement, that is change my variable by, or I can choose the variable that you want, x, change x by what? Okay, x by 1. So when I click on that, we just observe the output now. X is equal to 56, change 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. It is what we call as the increment operation. So I want to add 1 into it, that's why it's just like that. If I want to decrement this, so I'll make it -1. So current value of x is 61. So click, see this, observe this, it's become 60. Next, next, next. Okay, it's decrementing. Again I'll set to 56. Okay, decrement, decrement, decrement. Okay, or I can use any of this number over here. I want to set this value by 10, so it will become 63, 73, 83, like this. We are adding 1 into it. Okay, so this is how we can set and change the value of the respective variable that we have created here. Okay, and one more option is present there, that we can make use of show variable. Okay, so already the variable is shown over here. You can see this show x, so it is shown. And if I want to hide that, I can use the last option. Okay, hide variable x. So click hidden, just click shown. Okay, so if you want to make this variable visible in your output, so we can make use of the option show variable. And if you want to hide it, so we can make use hide variable. One more important thing to remember here is that n number of such variable, any number of, I created x, if I want to create y, that's also possible. Check this, click y. Okay, now see y is also created here, also you can see y. Okay, fine. So check this, show variable, here also you can y, or hide variable y. So hide, see, it's hidden now. So in this way these variables are formed, and even we can make use of these variables in the program also. How to? Like for example, let's clear all of this. Okay, now first of all I'll show how to use variables in the operators. Okay, now let's go for this. Okay, now here I need to use this variable, so go to variables, let's take x. Okay, and let's take y. Okay, click, see 83. So x and y both are the variables. I just combined them together and I got the result 83, and I want this result from here in the sprite. So let's say this result for 2 seconds. See, 83. So in this way, this variable also we can combine, or we can use them in the rounded rectangle format. But values we can change. So as per your requirement, you can change these values, and we can set these values, we can increment, decrement these values, and then you can perform the operation for n such number of times. Now see, after this I will change the value of variable. Okay, change variable by, okay, change y by 3 and change x by minus 5. Okay, so when I click on that, my x and y will change, correct? Fine. Let's show y also. Click. Now see, 83 plus y, okay, y I have 3, here it's incremented, and x is decremented by 5. Now let's go ahead again. Now 81. Now see, x is 73, y is 6. Click again. So x is decremented by 5 and y is incremented by 3, and this value I am setting here. Check this. Observe the program carefully. Here I am using the value of x and y. I am changing y by 3 and x by 5. So they are not constant. Their value is getting varied. Every time when I run my program, my output of x and y are changing, and I am getting different output because I am performing operations on them and then they are changing. So that's why they are called as variables. They are not constants. Constant is just like 2. 2 is the constant. I can't make 2 as 3. I can't perform operation to call 2 as 3. 2 is constant. It's not changing. But y and x are changing because they are variables. So in this way, we can make use of these variables in your program. We can set them, we can perform any respective operations onto them, or even not only that, but if you are going to check this, okay, operation, like I want to check, sorry, I will go to use this value from here, whether x is greater than y. Okay, you can see x is greater than y. So x is 63 right me, and y is 12. So 63 greater than 12 is true. Fine. So in this way, these variables we can make use of. So wherever these rounded rectangles are present, there I can put these values of the variables, and we can make use of this variable wherever they are required. So this is how user defined variables are created. But if you want to use the variables from the system defined, like for example, if I go to motion and use the x position, okay, so just check this, x position, y position, direction. So x position, y position, I just can check this. This is the x and y. X is 83, 82, and y is 80, so 77. Okay, if I want to use this x position, okay, is greater than y position, see, that's also possible. But the difference is that x position and y position are system defined. I can't change their names, I can't change their meaning also. Okay, so I can observe this. X position greater than y position, is it there? Okay, check it. True. X position 82a, y position 77a. So let's make it something like this, and now it's false. X position is 80 and y position is 103. So these are also variables which are shown over here. So which are system defined, and x and y are user defined, that you have created these variables. So we are allowed to create any number of such variables. You can store any value inside it. You can perform any kind of arithmetic and logical operations onto it, relational operators also, and as per our requirement we can make use of it. Okay, so this is what we call as the concept of the variables. So wherever they are required, here also wherever you see the rounded rectangle, there I can make use of the respective variables effectively. So in mod, in round, absolute value of, so everywhere these values can be put. You can change their values, and you can perform all kind of operations in the Scratch programming language. So the second part of the variable is also present. It's called as a list. We'll see the list in the upcoming sessions. Till then, happy programming. Thank you.